Hi everyone, my name is Naiva Flory and today we're going to do a Canva tutorial. And I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen and go over to Canva. And then in a little while, I'll go over to Canva on my phone and share the screen from there because it is quite different on the two devices. But when you open Canva, and if you're on your phone and you have Canva downloaded, you can go ahead and open Canva and sign in. The first thing you do is just set up a little account, email, password, so you can log into it. Now I have a ton of projects. You can save projects, you can save templates, you can create your brand colors. So there's lots of fun stuff that you can do here, but we're going to start with the very basic right here. It has lots of things you might want to try. So depending on what you're wanting to create, you might want to make a document. You can use a whiteboard. You can make a Facebook landscape post. You can do a Facebook cover photo, which is also what I use for like YouTube video cover photos. You can create your logo brand. You can do a full presentation. I've created really fun presentations on here where you can have a presentation where you have several pages. You can create stories for Instagram and Facebook, which is a really fun feature since a lot of people look at our stories. So you can create information via story pages. You can make magazine covers, photo collage, Canva prints. So you can actually get things printed from Canva. And some of the things that I like to do, you can also create like a phone wallpaper if you want. Instagram stories is similar to Facebook stories, or like a flyer. You can do things like birthday card invitations, wedding invitations, and so much more. So you can see I already have lots of designs that I work with already. But I'm going to go to templates so that we can look at the different templates available. And up here at the top, you'll see there's templates for school, for food, Independence Day, birthdays, back to school. So depending on what you're wanting to do, for fun, we'll do a food template. Since most of us are in the health food realm and we might want to be sharing something around food, a healthy happy hour or something of the like. So you can see here, they already have a pre-made little flyer with beautiful, colorful food around it. You can make fun recipes. We created several recipe books using Canva. So you can actually go in here and make different things. You can also start with a blank and create your own, but a lot of times I like to find one that I like and then switch the images out. So we'll just start with this one since it's a beautiful image. And then you'll see that they show you more like this. So if there's one that you like, then you can find more that are like that. So maybe you decide you like this one instead. Maybe you like one that has a darker background, more rainbow fruit on it, whatever it is that you're looking for. So I'll go ahead and choose this one. We have a couple people in the waiting room. Let me let them into our meeting. Hey, welcome friends. We're just getting started on our Canva tutorial. So you can choose the one that you like based on, so we have a few friends that just hopped on. So you can go to templates and then you can choose what it is that you're looking for. So if you're wanting to do marketing, creative, you want some business resources, you have a little drop down menu that helps you in your creation here. And so I'm actually going to pivot over to business and marketing because that's another thing that I feel like we work on a lot is trying to market ourselves for business. Oops, it took me into a whole training. That's not where I wanted to go. I'm going to go back to where I was at. Canva also has a ton of tutorials, so you can always go into Canva and do some of their streamlined tutorials right through Canva, which is really great. So I was looking at food templates. So from home, I went to all templates, and then at all templates, it gives you, I'll just go back there for a minute. It gives you all these options here at the top. So you can choose your template. So if it's about travel or business, Let's go look at business templates. I feel like that will be a little bit different. So you can see under business, they have completely different templates than the food category, and you can find one that you like. Maybe if we want to make a cover photo or something, I'm going to choose this one because I like it. And then I can go to customize this template. And the cool thing is that since this is a business proposal, it actually gives you several pages. And so if you wanted to make a little training book for your team or something like that, then you could actually create your own little training and put all of the links and tools in there. Cool thing with Canva is that you can create a virtual book, which is what we did with our recipe books. And you can also have links in there. So if people are looking at it virtually, they can click on links that take them to other, say to another recipe book or to other things that you might want to highlight in there. Maybe it goes to your gift card code. I've had one of my team members made a recipe book and then linked the Power Shake to the recipes that had Power Shake in it. And so right from the recipe book, somebody could click the link and go purchase Power Shake, for example, with their gift card code embedded. So there's lots of fun things that you can do in Canva that you would never even think of, but they give you all of these options. So we can change the wording. So we'll put here I am, business. And then down here, you can put your website. So you could put, what is the new one? Superfoods.shop, I think. Anyways, this is just all for the presentation, just to show you all how to do it. So you can change things. You can also, while you have this highlighted up here, you have your fonts, you have the size of your letters, the colors of your letters. If you want it bold, italic, underlined, line through it. If you want all of your letters over to the left or centered or to the right, you can also bolt and point it. If you have like, say these words right here, you want to make them further apart or closer together, or further apart up and down or closer together. You can also, there's lots of fun effects that you can add on to the words. So you can help make a shadow on it. So there's so much in here that you can play with. There's animation where you can have the letters move in. Do you see that? Like when I click on it, it moves up, it moves over. It's like kind of shows up from the shadows. So there's lots of fun things you can do in here as far as animating some of the words, making it move around. And then positioning is more for if you're layering things. So for instance, if I had this over this and I wanted it to be in the back, then I could move it all the way to the back. So something like that. Also with like this, if I wanted to move it to the back and put that green line over the top of it, or vice versa, if I wanted to highlight the green line and now move that to the back, you can. So I want to also show you over here on the left side of your screen, there's designs. So these are additional designs for different pages from this particular business proposal presentation. So you can pick any of these pages. So I could pick a page and it will ask me if I want to replace the current page or add a new page. I'm going to go ahead and add a new page so that we have more to work with. And then over here on the side, you can add elements. This is one of my favorite areas. Elements is where you can add literally anything you want to the page. So I could have started with a white page and just created my own, but just for the fun of it, I started with templates just to show you what we have access to. So here are things that I've used recently. Here are shapes. So shapes are great for if you want to, maybe I want to put a shape behind where it says content. And then you can see I'm just grabbing the lines and moving them, and I can make it to the size that I want it. And then if I want to change this box color, I highlight it. Oops, it's highlighting the letters. Make sure you're highlighting the right thing. Right now it's highlighting the word. So I got to go over here and highlight this box, and I can change the color. So I click on color. Here's my Million Mom Movement branded colors over here. So now I can change the color. I can change the color on any of these things. I can just highlight them and change the color. If I want to change the colors of maybe these letters, I can also highlight the letters and change the color to a different color. So that's a little of that. I'm going to go back to elements. Elements here, you'll have some suggested things that you might look for, different shapes. But what I love about elements is they give you tons of suggested things here that you can use, photos, videos, and so much more. But you can type in anything if you have a paid account. If you have a free account, you still have access to a ton of things, but you might have the Canva watermark on some of the images. But if you have the paid one, then you can literally look up anything. So you can see I was looking up glyphosate recently for our presentation banner. And so I was able to use some of the different images that were already housed here, but you can look up literally anything. So I could look up, let's look up superfoods. And you can see that they have like watercolor things that you can use that are just like drawn images of superfoods, and those are fun. But I'm going to go back. Oh, I think I clicked the wrong back button. It kicked me all the way out of my image. Okay. Luckily, every time you're working on something, the last thing you're working on is right here under recent designs. So if you ever get kicked off, you always have your latest thing that you're working on is under latest designs. And it's usually the first one. I'm going to go back to elements, and you can see here it's already giving me all kinds of other things that I may have want to use, or you can see ones that I've used recently under my templates, because that's the category it's under. But I'm going to go back over here to elements, and let's try this again. Superfoods. So we saw that there's a bunch of watercolor images that are like more drawings of different superfoods. You can also specify if you want green superfoods or wheatgrass or certain things that you're looking for. These are the ones that are more images. So the second column down are actually pictures of superfoods. And so I can pick a nice green drink that I like. I can delete this thing out and replace it with this. Not so much nicer. I like it better already. And then you can center it. You can play around with the size, figuring out what's the look that you're looking for. Maybe you're doing a healthy happy hour. Join my healthy happy hour. I can also highlight any of these and just delete them pretty easily so that we can have room to put other beautiful images that we like. And then you can scroll through these. And make that a little smaller. So you just grab the corner and shrink it down. And you can play around with it if you want. If you want to specify it, you could say rainbow fruits. And now you're going to have beautiful images of rainbow fruit that you can play with. It's looking a little busy now, but you get the idea. I want to go ahead and open it up to questions because I know I already covered a lot of facets of what's here. But again, I just want to show you that all of this disappears. When I click on the side, all of those things at the top disappear, which can be frustrating. But if you just click on one of the words that you're working on, then it pops up again. And that's when you can change the font, if you want to change the font, and you'll notice that if you have a free account, the fonts with the little crown will not work for you. So you'll only be able to use the ones that don't have a crown next to it, because the crown specifies that you have a pro account, which I do have a paid account, so that's helpful. I can use all of these. And then you can see it's overlapping, it's way too big, so I'm just gonna go up here and I can just either with the minus button, I can make it smaller 1 increment at a time, or I can just go here and I can just pick the number font that I want it to be, so it will minimize it a lot quicker. Again, if I wanted to change the color on that, I just click on this little A with the color underneath it and I could make it black or whatever color. If you click on this rainbow box, it actually brings up the entire rainbow. So you can use this little bar graph to go to any color, kind of like the kind of color that you're looking for. And then you use this little needle and you find the exact color, and you'll see that little box right above where the dot is changing color depending on where I put it. So I can, and the letters are also changing color on my image. So I can actually figure out the exact color I'm looking for on here. So I can also go into the fuchsias and I might make it a lighter pink. Maybe I want it to be like really light baby pink or more of a mauve purple color. So you can do that on this box. So that way you're not locked into just the colors that are here. The colors that appear here were the colors that were already on this banner and the ones that I used. So I added these colors onto it by using it. So these are my document colors, but you can add additional colors by going to this rainbow box and choosing the colors, and then they'll show up right here. So now if I want to make other facets of this page that same mauve color, it's right here in this area. Wait, why isn't it working for me? Anyways, you get the idea with that. Oh, because I didn't click on the color box. See, I just changed that purple. I actually like it better green. But if I click on this and I want it to be purple, then I can make that purple too. That actually makes it really pretty. So I want to open it up to questions so I can cover anything that maybe you're having trouble with or any additional information I can add to this educational resource.
Thank you, Naiva. I have, this is a great tutorial. I really appreciate it. And I just have one question. Would you mind kind of showing how, if I were to be making a picture for my Facebook cover, is there any certain ways that I need to press it to get it to fit the Facebook? Is there like a tool like fit to Facebook or like fit to size, or do you know the sizes that you generally use to fit to Facebook?
So they do have a Facebook cover here. I think, yeah, so I don't think that's for.
Oh, they already have one. Okay, sorry, I didn't see that in the template things. I didn't look close enough, I guess.
Yeah,
I knew that they were that.
Yeah, I think this is for your overall cover photo, but I can show you some other fun tricks. Let's start from a blank. And so over here, we can see all these different backgrounds. So they give you lots of fun ideas to play with. So let's see, can scroll down, can see they have lots of fun ideas as backgrounds that you can choose from. You can also up here.
How did you start? How did you start from a blank? What did you press to get the blank page?
I just clicked on Facebook cover photo and it just opened up a blank. And then if you want to use a template, then you can add in a template. Great question. So yeah, so I just started with a blank, and then the templates are here. If you want to use any of these templates, then you can. There's lots of really fun ones that you can start with. You can just click on it and it appears, and then they give you other ones like it, so you can switch around if you want to. But we can play around with this. There's another feature. So also when you upload images into Canva, so if you're wanting to upload images into Canva, down here towards the bottom left, you can see there's a little photo icon and it will open up your photos. Oh, actually that's the photos on here. Let me see where Maybe it's on my phone. I do work on my phone as well as on my computer. So I usually upload images from my phone, but on the phone, there's a little camera icon and you can upload pictures. And so once they're uploaded into Canva, your pictures remain in Canva, which is really cool. So it becomes a secondary photo album, especially if you're using the same images often. So you can see in here, I have lots of my team members or different things that I've used on different flyers. Some of our products, some of our different images that we've used. So just for the fun of it, I'm gonna go ahead and use this one from our Million Mom Movement meeting last year. And I want to show you all a cool trick. So I'm going to highlight this image. And up here, let's see, edit photo. One of my favorite features, you guys, background remover. So I can go over here. Okay, well, I have a duplicate image. It will help if I don't have two of the same image up. Let's delete this back one. Look at us. So now I can, and I believe, so I can actually, how do I delete this one? I'm not sure. Anyways, I was able to remove the background, which is a really fun feature, especially if you're trying to create a Facebook cover photo or you just want to have yourself with a plain background. So I'm going to add another page. And this time I'm just going to go to elements. I'll go to like a circle. I'm going to blow that circle up a little bit. Now up here, I'm going to type in frames. And I'm going to get a circle picture frame. I'm going to put that right inside of here, or sometimes I like to, you can put it right inside, or you can offset it if you want to. This is fun for when you're maybe going to interview somebody and you want to put a couple different images. Now I'm going to go to my uploads. I think I just saw one. Well, just for fun, because I already have her here. I'm going to put her image there. And because she was already in a circle, then it put this white frame around here. But let me find another one. Here we go. Here's one of me being silly. So I could do that. I could also upload this image here and I could edit photo. I could do background remover. So I could do like, if I wanted to present something, I could put that there. Here I can change the image so it's not the same image of me twice. Then inside this image, maybe I'll put this dark berry protein. And if I wanted to, I could remove this pink circle. I could do something like that. Isn't that fun? I could also, maybe I want to do a presentation that talks about the symptoms of parasites. So I could do that. Or since I already have this image and it's a screenshot from somebody else, I could make this smaller and maybe only use like part of it. Maybe not use his whole thing, but maybe I'm going to use like just some of it. So let's see, I'm going to delete that. Maybe I want to do something like that. Any other questions? So you can really have a whole lot of fun with it. I'm going to delete that because that's not that much fun to look at. So I could do something like, this is an image I already have made, saved. So I can put this here, and since it's going to cover me up, what I would do is while I have it highlighted, I'm going to go to position and I'm going to move it back so that now I'm in the front. And then since my hand's covering some of it, I can just make it a little bit smaller. Look how cool that is. Canva is so fun. Any other questions or anything that you want me to go over or show you how to make? We can start a brand new page.
Can you show that circle template again to get a picture to cut down to size? It's in the frames.
Yeah, so it's in frames.
Uh-huh.
If you go to elements and then you type in frames,
Mm-hmm.
then you'll have access to a bunch of different kind of frames. They actually even have picture frames and different things. They have fun things like here, we'll use this one. And then I'm going to use this circle frame and put it in the center. Right. And so then I can put an image and I'm going to go to my uploads to find an image that I like. So here, Jess, I have your beautiful picture here. And then I can move this to the front. So that way these little stars are overlapping your picture.
Mm-hmm.
So since this is a little bit bigger, I can actually shrink it down to size.
Got it.
And then now you fit exactly perfectly in there.
Awesome.
And then I can go back to elements. And if I want to try other frames, I can just go to, these are all graphics, and then there's frames up above. So there's lots of frames to choose from. This rooster is like right 2 feet away from my window. You can choose from all these different kinds of frames. They have ones that are a little bit more abstract, like a torn piece of paper. They have triangles, they have squares, they have ovals or odd shapes. You can also do, there's some really fun ones for doing, like if you're going to do like a before and after or something like that, some side by side or one on top of the other. It's also letters. So if you wanted to do like write something out and then put a picture in each one of these, you could actually do that, which is fun. So let's see, how would that go? I'm gonna add a new page and then do like LOVE. And then I'm gonna put these letters side by side. Oops. So I do that. And then I'm gonna go over to, let's see. I'm gonna go over to rainbow fruit. Oops. Luckily, Canva knows what I'm talking about, even if I don't spell it right. Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this image. And so first I'm gonna duplicate, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, maybe I'll take this one because it's not as dark. And then I'm going to, right here at the top, when I'm on this one, I can duplicate it. So I can make 2 of that image. And so now with this bottom one, I can go ahead and make it so it's just the red part.
Mm-hmm.
And I can go and put it in the L. And then I'm going to duplicate this again. I'm going to bring in the red part and just do maybe like the orange part and put it in the O. And then I'm going to do, oops, and I'm going to duplicate this and say I'm going to need one more. Oops. So I want to take that back out. Back here, there's a back button at the top too. So if you mess something up, you can always pull it back out. So I want to do these ones here. And then I'm going to cut this one over here to the end. Oops. How fun is that? So you can do fun things like that with the letters. And you can play around with it. You know, if there's other images, maybe you want to put plants inside of there. Maybe you want to spell something else besides love. That's just something easy and fun and just a way that you can play around. So the picture frames are fun because you can put anything inside of them. And Canva gives you access to a ton of stock photos. So you could look up, like, say, for instance, I'm often making Canva flyers for our Million Mom Movement meetings. And so I can go here and find pictures of athletes to put with maybe the athlete products or one of our presentations, or I could put in yoga and find great images so that you can see at the top, it's more graphics and like kind of fun things that you could use if you want it to be more of like an artistic thing that you might want to put on your cover photo. You can make business cards on here, lots of different things. Or if you want more of a realistic picture, then you can do a realistic picture. And so maybe I do as a background, I can make this to size. And then I position it and move it all the way to the back. And now I have a lovely rainbow fruit yoga banner. And so I want to take us back out to designs and take us home for a minute so that we can continue to learn how to go from the beginning to the end. Is there any questions so far? Was any of that confusing? I think repetition definitely helps. So I'm back at the front. I can move this window over. Oh, there we go. So I think that doing something like a story is really fun. So making stories around different things, but also, oh, where did I see that? Posters. Lots of fun ways to make posters, and after this, I can show you some of the things that I've done in Canva, where I've worked on it for a little bit, and some of the things I'm working on. So when you go to posters, it will bring you to some different ideas for posters. So here you can see these are some that maybe I've used recently. So you can see they're like, I'll just open it up so you can see it better. There's like dried flowers, and it's more like a collage style. So this is one way that you can do it. I'm going to click the back button, which will erase that and take us back. You can also, there's all results. So you can also choose from any of these posters of something that you like. Maybe you want it to be a little bit more floral. And of course, there's lots of like wedding ones that are really pretty. So you can always change all of the wording and the font to be what you want it to be. But a lot of the times I like the wedding ones. I just think they're pretty. There's also ones that are more abstract. The one that I used for the Canva tutorial flyer that I made was under these abstract ones. And I wanted to make a flyer where I was showing a lot of different fonts and a lot of different aspects of what Canva offers. So you can choose from any of these that you like. There's another nice one. So what is an event that we would like to invite people to? Oh, what happened? So I can change all of these words. Join us this September.
What about for our retreat?
Womb. Wisdom. And wellness. September 6th through 10th. At the Native Springs Oasis. Walden, California. Ask me how to reserve your spot today. There you go. We made a flyer. So it helps when you're using one of these. And then right here at the very bottom, I can actually make it a little bit bigger. I could have Sorry, I could have done that before while I was like writing this stuff in. So the bottom, I can actually maximize it so I can see it bigger on my page. Over here on the side, I can delete this sidebar so that way it gets rid of that and centers my page. So that helps a little bit to see what's going on. So you can see here at the top, it's basically all of your toggles on the left-hand side and then at the top of your screen. And anytime you can't find the toggles that you want, it's usually because you need to highlight the section that you want to work on. So if I don't have it toggled on anything, all of these things at the top are kind of gone. But as soon as I click on the words, then I have the option to change the font, the color. I can change it to whatever I want. Now I can go over here if I want to make it smaller or bigger. I can change the color. Maybe I want to make it fuchsia. Or I want to make it brown or black. I can also make it bold, italic. If I want to underline it, I can put an underline and then you can see how that looks. And then you want to edit it some more, you click on it again. You can take off the underline. You can put a bulletin point or a number. So that one does multiple things. I could also animate it. So let's animate it. Let's make it come in. Enter both. Okay. Can remove that animation. Maybe I want it to come up from the womb. Oh, I misspelled this. What do you think? So now on here, I can also go to elements. And then maybe I want to go see what they have under goddess. And now they've got some beautiful goddess ladies here that we can use. They're kind of a little bit transparent, so I can fix that. While I'm clicking on this, I'm going to go to edit photo. Oops. I want to the other way that you can see how to like move things around a little bit is when you click on the image itself, it has a duplicate button, a trash button if you want to throw it away, and it has these 3 dots. And so that is another way where you can copy it, you can paste it, you can duplicate it, you can move it to the trash, you can layer it. So like moving it to the front or the back of your image, you can align it to the page, you can add a comment about it. So it will come off to the side of your page. It will have a comment like change the color on this. You can link it. So if you wanted to make this image be a link to our women's workshop, then you could link it. So when people hover over the goddess, then it would basically pop up, hyperlink the website that you want them to go to. And if they click on it, it will take them to that. You can also lock this image. So if I create a part of this where I don't want it to be deleted, I can lock it. Or I can choose alternative text. I can replace the background, things like that. And then at the top of your page, you can duplicate the entire page. So a lot of times when I'm working on something, I might like this one. Okay, let's delete this little goddess lady. Maybe I like this original one. I'm like, I really like this one, but I think I could do more. And so I'm going to duplicate the entire page. So now I have this page twice, right? Because I already like what I have, but I know I could play around with it and make it even better. And so now I'm going to go over to these goddess images. Let's choose this one. And maybe I want to see what this one would look like as my background. So I'm going to blow her up great and big so she can fit my background. I have to make this page smaller so I can actually see my entire page. So I'm going to highlight her to go all the way across the page. Now I'm going to position. So I'm going to have, arrange. So I'm going to have her move to the back, which will mean everything will be on top of her. on top of her image. So now obviously it's a little bit busy. There's a lot going on, but I can click on the letters and I could change them to say white, maybe, so that way you can see it on the darker color. So I could go change all of the words to white. Right here, when I change it to white, it asks me if I want to change it all to white, which I might as well, so I can save some time. So I just changed everything to white, except for it missed one. So there are some cool things like that where Canva helps you to streamline the process. But now I have this version, and maybe I want to take out these little gold things. Makes it a little bit too busy, but I'm leaving the little sprinkles of gold. And so now I have two versions. I have this original white version that I liked, except for it changed everything white. Anyways, deal with that later. And then I have one that I changed the background on. And then if I feel like it's still too busy, I can delete this whole grid if I want to, and I can see what that looks like. If I want to keep the grid, I can press the back button. Maybe I just only want to get rid of these leaves and keep the gold. So I can just do that. And then you can keep playing around with it. Maybe now I like this one, but I want to see what other backgrounds. So I can duplicate that one again, or I can duplicate that original one at the top. And I can take this image, and maybe now I'm going to find another image that I like. And I can just change the background. So this is what I do for a lot of my flyers and banners, is I'll have to just play around with it, right? And or maybe you want some of these to be like in a little photo bubble like we had earlier. So I'm going to take this one, duplicate it, and on this image I'm going to blow it up so we can actually see it a little bit. Excuse the words that are invisible practically because of the color change. I'm just going to change it all again. It's gonna mess up our bottom one, but who cares? So now maybe I want to, so I can add any of these ladies on there. So you can go through, there's some fun moon phase images. So maybe I want to like delete some of this other stuff. Makes it too busy. Can add this in there or add it at the bottom, wherever I want to. I can also just delete everything and keep just the words. And then that way I can play around with the image itself of what images. And then that way you can make several different versions of your flyer. And then you can decide which one you like the best. So with this one, what I want to show you is because she's almost invisible on this white background, up here at the top, it shows me the two colors of this goddess lady that I put on our pictures. So obviously, because we have a white background, you can change it to maybe black, or maybe change her to a different color. For now, I'll change her to black just so that way we can see her. And then the skin tone, maybe I'm going to change it to brown. So that way it's more visible. And of course, this is just because we have a white background. If I had her on a black background, that white and beige would look great. So this might be a fun image to put instead of these leaves. Delete those, put this down there. And we can go see which other ones we like. Maybe we like this one better. Right? So you just play around with the ones that you like. Like I was saying earlier, so you can open this up and you can kind of figure out which ones kind of speak to you, which ones are the ones that you would want to use. And there's lots of fun things like these graphics that you can just use as like, it's just kind of like a face with the flowers over it. There's fun, colorful things like that. So I want to show you all one more thing. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to go to the bottom here to this one. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to click on this transparency one up above. And this will make it to where we can make that image almost transparent. So now we can see it way better. So it's not as bright. And then now when we change all of these to white or to black, change all, you can change it all to white, or maybe we try black, you can change all. Now it's a little bit more visible. Any other questions?
How do you like get the picture so that you can use it on your computer or your phone?
Well, if you're in Canva, if you're using Canva on your phone or computer, you mean your own pictures or the pictures that Canva provides?
No, the finished product that you just made.
Oh, so this finished product. So great question. So you can print posters or you can share. So under the share, you can download. So you download it. I usually download it to my phone. I do download it to my computer occasionally. The cool thing is that you can download it in all kinds of different ways. So you can get JPEG, the PNG, which is the most used one, PDF if you need, PDF print, MPV4 if you need. And so I usually just do the JPEG or the PNG. And then because I have all 4 pages, but maybe we'll say 3 of them are rough drafts, I don't want those ones. I just want to download this page 3. So up here at the top, it says all pages. I'm going to unclick that one. And because I'm looking at page 3, I can click on current page, which is the one I'm looking at. Done. And now I can just download that current page. And it's only going to do this one. It's not going to download the first one or the second one or the fourth one. It's only going to do that one. And then let me move this thing here. So the bottom of my page, I now have the women's retreat flyer. Let me see if I can move my screen over. So now I can go and save it to my computer. And then I can use it from there. So same with your phone, you have the same toggles on your phone. Here's the flyer. Oh, I guess you can't see it. It's not on my screen share. It did open up the flyer from my computer. Is there any other questions about that? Any places you're getting stuck on Canva? So additionally,
I have a question.
yeah.
My other question would be just about in the branding, like choosing the fonts, and if you have any recommendations for that. I've been having a hard time like narrowing in on something.
Yeah, for sure. So the fonts is about what you want. So you can find all the fonts up here, and there's so many, there's literally thousands. So finding the ones that are your favorites. And then when you do your branding section, you can actually brand the fonts that you like. You can put a logo. If you have a logo for your business, you can have your branded colors. So obviously I have the Million Mom Movement branded stuff is what I use the most in here. So I have the logo, I have the branded colors. I have the fonts that we use the most, which is Poppins bold and Poppins medium. And so it's just a very square kind of boring one that we use. I can also add brand graphics, which I haven't done. I have it within my uploaded photos. I have things like the Peeps rainbow that I showed you a minute ago on the other flyer, or things like that. So I could upload additional brand graphics that I use often or brand icons. So you can actually add, as you're creating your own brand, you can fine tune what you want your colors to be. And then every time, so look, every time I go to like the letters, let me go back up here. It actually, let me get out of brand. Let's go off brand here. And when I click on these and I am on text, right here at the very top, it shows me the MMM branded text. So these are the ones obviously that I use the most often when I'm doing the Million Mom Movement flyers or Canva, whatever, the YouTube covers and the Facebook covers and all of those. Instagram squares. So these are the ones I use the most often. So when you create your brand, you go in here and you set up your brand template. So you can have more than one. I thought I had one also for mine, but this is fine because it keeps it simple. So you can upload your template, you can upload, so if there's a certain image background that you are always going to be using, you can upload it to template, which I should probably have a Fierce Friday template in there because I use it all the time. And so let me take you home so I can show you what I have. And and the cool thing about Canva is it's literally like a photo album. It saves all the photos that you upload here. So if you're uploading team photos or certain things that you're going to be using often, it houses it under your photos that have been uploaded. So you can actually reuse them again and again and again. So that's really helpful for doing different things. So I have like my Million Mom Movement cover photos. And I recently switched it over to where all of the branding for the Million Mom Movement is on this one scroll. So it has like 30 different images on it. But you'll see that this was a recent cover photo that I used on a Facebook cover for one of our events 2 weeks ago, as well as the YouTube cover photo. And then down below, I made the same information but for an Instagram square. And so what I did is I just used up a half of the page. So that way I can download them at the same time. And then I just go ahead and edit it and crop this white part out. So that's how I'm doing those, just to keep it simple for myself. Otherwise I was having, one that was Instagram photos and one that was cover photos. And I was having to go and remember what images did I use on that one and what did it say exactly. And so this helps me. I don't know what I just did. Hopefully I just didn't delete everything. Okay, it brought us back. So that's why I created that format. And all I did was copy the first one and recreate the images that are in there, copy that second one, recreate another Instagram photo for all of the events in August. So I can scroll down there and I can download that whole photo album. And then I have all of my cover photos and all of my Instagram photos all at once. Oh, here. I was going to scroll through them. So our cat one, glyphosate. And you can see some of them, like the glyphosate one, I actually did it a couple times because I wasn't sure if I liked it. So I just copy it and can use it all kinds of different ways, depending on the presentation. I can just keep playing around with it, adding graphics to it, taking graphics away. You can see I made my Canva tutorial here, was really fun because I used all kinds of different fonts. So I used different fonts. I used a little bubble thing. I tried to just show that there's lots of different things on Canva. I used all kinds of different little images and bubbles. And so the cool thing is you can find, this was an already made template, and then I just played around with it and changed some of the fonts. But you can, under elements, you can find anything you want. And one of my favorite sections is boho, for bohemian. And over here, you'll find all of your, more light nature colored photos. You'll find lots of fun abstract art. So like different color earthy bubbles and plants with leaves, or like a daisy, or these rainbow designs, or a sun design. They have fun moon designs. They also have like these fun flower thingies, these little flower bouquets. And when you click on something like the flower bouquet, it gives you more. So then I can click on see all, and now I have 100 different kinds of flower bouquets, like roses and different leaves and different things. And so you can have a whole lot of fun in here. I can get lost in Canva. I have to like time myself and be like, okay, I can only work on this for half an hour, because I could literally just be in there goofing away for hours just because there's so much fun stuff in here. But I have to pace myself because I have other things besides Canva to do. And so anyways, there's tons of really fun images to use in here. And so that's, I think, the last tip that I'll leave you all with today. There's fun things like this little half moon, these flowers, just lots of fun stuff. And like I said, when you click on any one thing, it will open up a page with 100 more. So now we're like in the mystical celestial realm. You can look up celestial, it will show you all of these things. And so there's so much fun to be had. And any of these that if you decide that this is your branded thing that you're going to have on all of your flyers, you can add it into your brand. You just look it up and add it into your brand. And so that's something that's really easy to do. And once you create your brand, it makes everything easy because you're going to have your branded colors, your branded fonts, your branded images that you use often on all of your flyers. You can actually create a template of like your most used flyer or banners or things that you use. And so that way, when you're going to do it again, it's all there. And like I showed you, everything that you make in Canva gets saved as part of this massive warehouse of things you've made in the past. And of course, every now and again, I have to go through here and delete lots of stuff, but I literally have all kinds of things that I've worked on. I have recipe books, I have trainings, I have business flyers. This is a business flyer I made recently just to show you some of the things that you can make. And this is something that's really easy. So like Jessa, if you wanted one, I could, it's interchangeable. I could just change, like take my information off of it and you could use it, but just like a business flyer that you could put anywhere for people that are wanting to. And then I liked this one, but I wanted to make it a little bit different. So I made a few different versions of it. Right. So depending on where I'm going to put this up, oh, there's just some more that I like down there. So depending on where I'm going to put it up, and let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. And I do see that we're at the top of the hour, so I don't want to hold this here too much longer, but just so that you can see a business flyer that I've made. So unlock your potential, embrace the business opportunity of a lifetime. Are you looking to take charge of your future and build a thriving business on your own terms? This is your chance to join a dynamic community of entrepreneurs and embark on a life-changing journey towards success. Whether you're a seasoned business professional or a determined go-getter ready to take on a new challenge, we welcome you with open arms. Together, we'll create a thriving business that elevates your life and those around you. Proven success. We have a track record for empowering individuals like you to achieve financial independence and personal growth through time-tested business model. Comprehensive training, no prior experience required, benefit from extensive training programs and ongoing support to kickstart your entrepreneurial journey, lucrative compensation, enjoy limitless earning potential with our generous compensation plan. As you grow, so does your income. Work-life balance, flexible hours, allows you to work when it suits you best, create a business that complements your lifestyle and family commitments. Cutting edge products, represent premium organic products that customers love, make a positive impact in people's lives and on the planet. Be your own boss, seize the opportunity and unlock your full potential. Join our team today. So super simple, was super fun to make. And then I just took that information and I used it in several different ways. So then I made this one as a little bit more straightforward, a little bit less wordy, and a different look altogether. So there's lots of fun things you can do even by reutilizing what you already have with the words and then just changing the font, changing the background. And then even with having the exact same one twice, you can even just change the colors and have a whole different feel. Any questions before we hop off?
Is there an event, this event, or there was something else after this? I didn't know. I was like scrambling to try to download the app and I was like, there was something at 4:30. I don't know. It looked like there was something else that was going on and I was like, what's that?
Yeah. So here on the island of Kauai, I started, I'm gonna go ahead and stop my recording.